My beloved child, I sent angels to uphold you in the night of your darkness, yet you closed the door of your heart and refused the light they carried. Now you stand exposed, surrounded by whispers you mistake for revelation, but which are in truth only the echoes of temptation. As Scripture teaches, Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light, 2 Cor 1114, and when you naively chase a counterfeit radiance, you soon discover that the glitter before you is not glory but the sharp blade of illusion. I did not send messengers for you to clutch like a charm, but to keep you from straying from my way. Yet you have chosen to carve them into idols of your own making, to worship appearance rather than the will of the one who sent them. You seek angels to escape suffering, not to learn faith. You beg for wonders to secure your comfort, forgetting that true peace comes only when a soul submits to me amid trial. When you enthrone the messengers, you unwittingly drive God from the altar. Faith begins to warp from adoration into consumption, from prayer into negotiation. You would have angels serve your feelings, answering every fleeting wish. But angels are not sent to perform human will. They are dispatched to fulfill the holy will of God. Therefore, when you turn my messengers into good luck charms, you are no longer believing you are using. Angels are not angered by your disregard. Their sorrow is that you drift from the one they serve. You call their names, but do not heed my voice. You build altars for them, yet forget the kneeler for your own soul. The more you try to sanctify what lies outside of God, the more you lose the capacity to recognize me in silence. The signs you crave only dim your sight, and your heart shuts itself to the true light. You want miracles, yet you refuse the discipline of faith. You cry for deliverance, but shrink from the narrow path of obedience. A miracle has never been a shortcut to salvation. It is a sign reminding you that God is at work not through ostentatious power, but steadfast faithfulness. Angels serve only the will of God, not the fickle weather of your emotions. The path of holiness does not run through impatient petitions, but through prayer, discernment, and persevering action. I do not send angels so that you need not walk, but so that you may learn to walk in the right direction. Child, there are moments I watch you kneel and beg for a miracle, and my heart grows heavy as stone. Not because I am unwilling to give, but because you want merely to flee suffering rather than learn from it. You imagine a miracle is the prize for earnest prayer. In truth, it is often only the echo of a fragile heart, while obedience is the true fruit of love. When you pray and hear no reply, you sink into discouragement and assume I have abandoned you. But I have not gone, I am silent. So you may learn that faith is not born of what eyes can see, but of fidelity kept in the dark. My angels are not sent to indulge your wishes. They attend a larger design you cannot yet comprehend. I know how you fear the delays of God. You want healing now, answers at once, a wonder, to prove I still love you. But if I granted all you asked, that love would no longer be free. It would become an exchange like wages paid to a hireling. Obedience is choosing to trust without guarantees. A miracle may soothe pain for a moment, but only obedience truly heals the soul. You think I test you? No, I am teaching you that your strength is not in what you obtain, but in daring to believe when nothing seems left to believe. You once asked me, why do I beg and the angels never appear? I want you to understand that sometimes my messengers do not arrive in dazzling form. They come as a quiet friend beside you in weakness. Sometimes they are the tear you shed when you recognize your fault, or the hand you extend to someone more afflicted than you. You are waiting for the spectacular while your humble, patient daily life is itself the miracle God works in secret. Angels do not chase your moods. They stand at my side to see whether you remain steadfast. When you stay in prayer, in patience, in obedience, my angels rejoice more than over any wonder. Remember, a miracle has never replaced obedience, it springs from it. People long to flee the night, Yet no one considers that seeds only germinate in the dark, damp soil. So it is with you. Only when you allow yourself to be buried in trust can you bring forth durable joy. I know this is hard, for human nature shuns waiting and endurance, but I do not seek perfection in you. I seek fidelity. As long as you need miracles to prove your faith is not yet true. When you obey without seeing, then you shake the heavens. And when you begin to see that obedience is the only bridge between petition and answer, you will find you no longer thirst for miracles. You will give thanks for my silence, because that silence has delivered you from illusion. I do not desire you to live in the disappointment that I have not replied. I want you to know that every season of waiting in me bears worth. Be patient, and you will see that a miracle does not burst from a sudden flash of light, but from the quiet peace taking root in your heart. When your soul learns to stop to listen, to remain within the stillness of God, you will touch a deeper tier of peace. No longer pleading, no longer scanning the sky for signals, you will recognize that the quiet is not abandonment, but formation. There you will learn to grow, to ripen in faith, so that when I speak, you will not only hear, you will understand. Child, there are seasons when I am silent, not because I forget you, but because I am waiting for you to cease your thrashing. You ask me to answer, yet you refuse to pause and listen. You want signs, but you do not see that the silence is the greatest sign, the place where I work more deeply within your soul. I cannot bear to let you fall, yet I will not cut short the journey before you have learned the lesson of steadfastness. Maturity in faith does not spring from consoling words. It grows from those hours you must stand in the desert and still believe that I am. Sometimes I am silent, not to drive you to despair, but to turn you from what is fleeting. You have grown accustomed to instant replies, as though faith were a hotline obligating my appearance on demand. But if I yielded to you at every tremor of fear, you would never learn to love me truly. Silence is the fire that refines gold, burning away the shell of false belief, so you can discern what belongs to me and what belongs only to illusion. When I am silent, sit still, for in that stillness I am carving my likeness into you. I know the silence wearies you. You feel your prayers fall into emptiness, your tears change nothing. You fear I do not see, do not hear, do not understand. Yet I am there, hidden in the smallest details, a friend who visits a light breeze on the road home, a single moment when you are strong enough not to give up. My quiet is not refusal. It is an invitation to stop and look within, to discover that I am not far, but exactly where you stand. If I answered, the instant you called, your faith would grow weak. Faith truly takes root when you must live through days with no sign at all and still choose to love. I have let many holy souls pass through the long night, not to make them suffer, but so they would blaze at dawn. So with you, do not fear the dark, for in that very place I am teaching you to kindle your own flame. Every second of endurance in silence is a thread with which I am weaving a garment of peace. You may not yet see its shape, but when the day of completion comes, you will know that not one tear was shed in vain. Let me forge you in the quiet as a smith lays iron in the fire, not to destroy it, but to temper it. You do not need to understand everything, only to trust that all I do is ordered to the highest good of your soul. When you learn to rest in faithful silence, you will discover that true prayer does not need many words. Then instead of asking, "Why are you silent?" you will smile and say, "I understand. You are at work." And when you reach that place, true peace will return, not as a passing feeling, but as a deep root within your heart. And when your soul begins to find its peace in the quiet, you will see that my protection is not only the sheltering wings of angels, but also the gentle discipline that keeps you from stumbling. For my messengers do more than guard, they teach you to live with order, to raise the fences that safeguard your own soul. That peace does not withdraw from ordinary life. It infuses each action and choice where faith meets discipline and love becomes enduring. My dear one, my love is not a veil for indulgence. My shelter does not exempt you from consequences. It reminds you that grace and discipline are never parted. I set angels around you not to swaddle you in untroubled ease, but to teach you to pass through trials without losing integrity. If you lean only on their wings and never learn to keep yourself, you will turn grace into temptation. Therefore, the protection of heaven does not excuse you from responsibility for your own life. Discipline, though it sounds severe, is the steady heartbeat of true love. It is the quiet fence that guards the soul against impulse, against those nights when you think prayer alone will suffice. I want you to understand, prayer does not replace action, and my angels do not do the work that falls to you. They can warn you, but they will not force you to turn back. They can show the way, but the steps are yours. You cannot ask me to keep you, and then live chaotically while expecting miracles to continue. The peace you long for is not found in my shielding you from every danger, but in your learning to live disciplined amid the winds of trial. Let me speak plainly. Many souls collapse not because the evil one is strong, but because they are weak in the keeping of holy order. They ask me to protect their health, yet they neglect the body. They beg me to guard their finances, yet they spend by impulse. They want angels to tend their relationships, yet they loose bitter words whenever pride is pricked. I still protect them, but my heart is pained, for I see them tearing down their own fences. My angels cannot do your part to watch, to steward, to correct, and to practice goodness day by day. Holiness does not come from hands that only plead. It springs from hands that labor, that preserve, and that know how to say no at the right time. You imagine protection is a permanent shield, but it is in truth a mirror. Each time I spare you from disaster, I want you to look and see what nearly made you stumble. Protection is not merely the avoidance of hurt, it is the chance to grow up. When you meet adversity, yet remain ordered, loving, and faithful, that is the proof that my grace is at work in you. I do not build fences to confine you. I remind you that freedom is beautiful only when framed by the boundaries of love. Trust me. My child, discipline does not kill freedom, it makes freedom trustworthy. I do not want you to live in fear beneath an angel's gaze, but to live with self-respect so that everything you do reflects the light of heaven. As you learn to keep watch over yourself, my angel will not need to intervene so often, for you yourself will have become a partner with protecting grace. And then you will understand grace comes not only from sheltering wings, but from the inner strength tempered by the discipline of faith. When your soul has learned this lesson, you will feel less need to plead your case before the world, for the integrity within you will speak for itself. And you will come to see that forgiveness and honesty are two armors no angel can put on in your stead. My child, do not try to justify your wounds with reasons, nor adorn pride with your hurts. Each time you strive to prove your innocence, you push me from the seat of the just one. I see all you endure, even the wrongs no one defends. Yet I also see you quietly erect a courtroom in your mind where you are both victim and judge, sentencing yourself with resentment and others with bitterness. You think such judgment protects you, but you are only carving an old wound deeper. To lay down self-defense is not weakness. It is trust that the justice of God is stronger than every voice within you. I know there are times when you long so fiercely to clear your name that you lose sleep and appetite. You just want others to see that you were not wrong, not as unkind as they suppose. But my child, if I, the one who searches the heart, already understand you, what need have you of another witness? Every effort to justify yourself before the world steals the stillness I intend to guard within you, for each attempt to prove. Yourself pulls you away from the truth. Forgiveness is not collusion with evil. It is refusing to let evil keep ruling you. Integrity is not winning by words. It is choosing to stand in the grace of truth even if the whole world turns its back. Let me tell you what only the misunderstood truly grasp. No one can strip you of your dignity unless you abandon it yourself. You may be insulted, accused, ignored, but if you remain in the truth, you shine in my sight. Forgiveness is the act of the strong, for it demands that you trust. I will repay what human justice cannot. When you forgive, you open the door for me to enter. When you justify yourself, you raise another wall between us. Truth does not need to shout to be known. It always finds its voice at my appointed time. You think that if you do not defend yourself, you will be trampled. Yet I tell you, those who guard their honor by their own strength forfeit their peace, while those who let me be their defense will be unshaken. Integrity is not curating your image in the eyes of others, but keeping a straight heart before me, even in the silence of being misunderstood. When you keep silence without rancor and endure without bitterness, I am fashioning you into a living testimony of mercy. For not all justice must be settled on this earth. Some is fulfilled only in eternity, where I reign. I would have you learn this forgiveness deprives you of nothing. It frees you from the shackles of the past. Each time you release someone from the court you have built within you, release yourself from the shadows as well. My truth needs no force, only your fidelity to the small light in your heart. Let others misunderstand. Let them speak harshly. You need only live true and live right. As you keep yourself in integrity, I will vindicate you, not with words, not with marvels, but with a peace no one can steal. And when you come to that place where the heart bears no grudge and the lips no longer need defense, you will see that you are no longer swayed by polished speeches, by things draped in the sacred that do not lead to conversion. For by then your eyes will have been trained to discern what is true light and what is only a fleeting flash. Only those who live in the truth are wise enough to discern. My beloved, I know your heart longs for what is holy. You seek signs, listen for proclamations, and yearn for wonders from heaven. But my child, not everything that bears the name light comes from me. In every age, the world cleverly dresses temptation in a holy robe and persuades people that it is my voice. You are easily drawn to urgent revelations, to handed-down secrets, to formulas of guaranteed prayer. Yet I tell you, such things do not make you holy. They only lead you from humility. My true light does not agitate. It bows the soul in peace. Remember, Satan does not come with horns and fire, but with sweet words and half-truths. He does not command you to abandon God. He only nudges your heart off center, so you think you still believe while you have drifted from the core. He whispers that you can summon angels in seconds, that miracles will come if you repeat this phrase enough times. That is not faith, it is magic. I give no one power to command angels. They take orders from the Creator alone. When you use such proclamations to satisfy curiosity, you turn me into a tool for human will, and that my child is the beginning of getting lost. Many today crave spiritual quick fixes, as though my grace were a product for overnight delivery. They count prayers, compare the strength of petitions, and grow disillusioned when no spectacle appears. Do not be like them. My angels do not move by the metrics of emotion or view counts. If you let your soul be lulled by holy clickbait, you will forget my true voice, the whisper light, as breath that can topple every proud mountain. You will find yourself knowing more, speaking more, yet loving less and serving less. And that is the sign your soul has sipped sweet water, laced with poison. You must learn discernment, what is revelation and what is showmanship. What comes from me always bears fruit, humility, kindness, peace, and a hunger to serve. What comes from the shadows stirs up pride, fear, or feverish curiosity. Look within. After you hear a holy message, is your heart more at peace or more agitated? If it makes you feel above others, it is not from me. For I never wield truth to divide, only to heal. Often the truly sacred is not dazzling or strange, but a small invitation. Pray, then be silent, and love. Do not let your heart be swept away by the storm of religious information, and forget the quiet breath of personal prayer. Do not turn seeking me into a hunt for feelings. I am present in the meal you prepare, in the poor you meet, in the moment you choose forbearance instead of retort. There I am, nearer than any revealed secret or viral miracle. And as you live your faith in the ordinary, my angels will smile, knowing you have matured, not needing phenomena to believe, but needing only love to live. Keep watch, my child, like a night sentinel who will not be fooled by counterfeit lights. Keep praying steadily, keep faithfully doing the smallest good. I myself will teach you to recognize the true light without another's instruction. Then every spiritual pitch will lose its charm, for you will have touched the living spring. You will understand that faith is not a collection of miracles, but a life lived day by day under my gaze. And when your soul reaches that place, my angels need not intervene, for you yourself will be the one sent bearing the true light into a world of illusions. Even if some have left you not because you were wrong or unworthy, but because they could not bear the light and favor I placed upon you, know this: they mistook your gentleness for weakness and your mercy for naivete, but I, the one who sees the heart, have recorded it all. Not a single tear of yours is meaningless. Not one hidden prayer vanishes into the void. I have heard, I have seen, and I am still at work. One day those who turned away and those who scorned you will witness the wonder I am preparing to unveil in your life. You are neither rejected, nor forgotten, nor ever abandoned. Every sorrow and every hard step is part of a chosen path, for the mission upon you is not small. Were there not in you a potential that makes darkness tremble, the enemy would not spend himself resisting you. You are an instrument I have chosen, one sent to carry light into the shadows, a bearer of a flame. No power can quench, for I, myself, have kindled it. Let your heart not doubt, for I have never forgotten a promise. I remember the nights you knelt in solitude and wept until no tears were left. I remember every heavy breath, every whispered plea, when none around you could fathom your rending pain. I am not human to speak lightly or forget. What I have declared I will perform, what I have begun I will complete. Only believe me, once more believe, as though it were your final breath. You do not walk alone, all of heaven watches your steps. Every lost moment, every collapse, lies within my providence. Your prayers do not dissolve into nothing. They are stored in the treasury of grace, and at the appointed time I will answer. At times I lead you through a long hush, not because I am silent, but because I am stretching your faith to make it strong enough for greater things. I have never delayed without purpose. Every trial has meaning. Every tear you shed is a seed for the harvest of hope. When others leave you in the desert, I am the hidden water flowing from the rock. When the world shuts every door, I open the gate of glory no one can close. You think you are alone, yet within that very solitude I am raising a steadfast sanctuary in your soul. I allow the darkness to gather, not to smother the light, but to make it blaze more clearly, so the world may know the light in you does not arise from you, but from me. When no one understands you, and every word of comfort has run dry, remember, true grace does not need to be loud. It abides in your breath, in the steady beat of your heart. I have seen the moments you wanted to give up, to let go. I have heard your trembling cry, "Why must I endure so much?" And I only smiled, for I know that if you could see what I am about to do, you would understand that every tear today is the seed of tomorrow's miracle. Pain will not destroy you. It is shaping you into a deep soul and a compassionate heart. I am the potter, forming your spirit through fire, through pressure, through hardship, so that when the work is done, you will be a precious vessel bearing my glory. Those who left you were only a part of the design I ordained. They had to go so I could prepare room for those more worthy to enter. Do not argue, Do not defend yourself, for I am your justice. The day will come when what looked like loss will turn to blessing, and you will smile in quiet when you see I never left you for even a second. What you have lost I will restore in abundance. Doors that have closed I will replace with a gate that leads to splendor. You are called not to an easy life, but to a purposeful one. The light within you may dazzle others and make them withdraw, but do not grieve, they have seen the ray, not the source. You were not born to please the world, but to please me. I do not require your perfection. I ask for your faithfulness. It is that faithfulness that will carry you through every storm. You have passed through many seasons of wind and rain without collapsing, not because you are strong, but because I am in you. I am the breath that lifts you when you are spent, the strength in the stillness that raises you when your heart is cracked. Lift up your head, for the season of testing does not last forever. Dawn is near, and my light will unveil what I have long prepared in secret. Those who mocked you and despised you will be astonished to see you raised from the ashes by my hand, radiant as never before. I will set you in places no one expected, so they may know my grace has never failed the faithful. Let your heart be quiet, and trust, for all things rest in my hands. Though you do not understand why I allow storms to rise, remember, there is no storm I do not command. I am training your soul to become steadfast, that when I lift you up, you will not grow proud, and when you shine, you will not forget the source. You are living proof that suffering cannot destroy the one who trusts. The wounds upon your body will become the openings where light enters, where I am glorified through your life. Therefore, do not harbor resentment. Do not cling to regret. Do not let the past bind your soul. Everything that happens has a purpose, and that purpose is to ready you for something greater. I know you are weary, but take one more step, for the miracle stands just ahead. Let gratitude flood your heart, for what you thought was lost is not truly lost. It is being transformed to return in a fuller form. Every person who departs, every door that closes, every chance that slips away carries my message to you: I am still here. Etch these words upon your heart, for nothing is mightier than a soul once broken that still dares to love, to trust, and to lift its gaze toward the light. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a warrior of grace. And in this battle I go before you, I cover you, and I fight for you. Rest in my heart, for the outcome is already victory. You simply have not yet seen it. I am ready to open a new chapter where you will no longer weep in silence, but smile in peace. Walk on, beloved child, for what I am about to do in your life will make the whole world know. No darkness can quench the flame I have kindled in your heart. Under the gentle light of a new dawn, as all things begin to quiet, after stormy days, you will start to feel how my words, once seeming like distant promises, are steadily becoming reality in your life. Do not let your heart be stirred by the world's clamor, its shouts, its rejections, its doubts. These are but wisps of smoke passing before your eyes, unable to touch the soul of one who anchors to truth. In the midst of the tempest, keep silent and hold your faith, for I am the peace that never shifts, the quiet breath amid 1,000 howling winds. You once thought yourself shattered, but I never let you truly break. Within those fractures I am mending, fitting each fragment together to form a new figure, more resilient, more beautiful, more radiant than anything you ever dreamed. Do not fear, this time you will not lose. This time you will not be torn to pieces as in past seasons. I am lifting you with hands of power and mercy, and no force can drag you back into the depths. You have fought in silence, persevered unseen, stood firm when all within you felt on the verge of collapse. I have counted every tear that fell in the night, every time you bowed your head to pray in loneliness, every moment you tried to believe when there was nothing left to cling to. And now the time has come. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of those who once scorned you, who mocked and shut you out of their joy. They will witness with their own eyes how I turn your shame into triumph, your pain into a hymn of glory. For I am the redeeming God, the one who never lets anything in your life be wasted. I gather up the ashes, and in my hands ashes become gold. I collect what is broken and make it the foundation of new beauty and meaning. Every delay that wearied you I have held within my grasp. Not a single moment has been forgotten. I bring all things to pass at the time heaven has appointed, neither early nor late. You simply have not seen it yet. I have been working in silence. Say, I trust in you. When those words are spoken, heaven and earth will tremble, and your heart will open to receive the river of blessing that is already on its way. I have seen your faithfulness, how many times you walked on through the barren desert. I remember every breath you took, every small prayer that seemed hopeless. And now the reward for such endurance draws near. I am dispatching answers wrapped in peace, arriving like a cool wind after summer heat. Favor will not only find you, but will pursue you, overtake you, and fill you until you cannot contain it. My love covers you, like a garment that never tears, like a radiance that never fades. It comes not because you are worthy, but because you are mine, and that is enough for every blessing to be poured out. You need not be perfect to receive what I have ordained. You need only open your heart, take the step, and refuse to stop. Every step you take I watch and guide, whether you walk through shadow or in light. Where I am, there is your way. The season of silence is over. The days when your prayers met only heaven's hush have passed. Now I am releasing a new resonance in your life, the sound of joy, of laughter, of petitions answered with glory. You will no longer weep for what has been, for I am restoring in double measure what you once lost. I am reviving your heart like a spring welling up in a cracked desert. Joy will no longer be a stranger in your dwelling, but your daily breath, the rhythm of a heart newly alive. You will sing over what once made you cry, and smile upon the very ground that once held only heavy sorrow. I am breathing new life into your hands, so they may work again, not from heaviness or fear, but from purpose and delight. What you set your hands to will bear fruit, not by your strength, but because my blessing rests on it. You thought you had reached the end of the road. In truth, you are only beginning. Everything you have passed through, tears, waiting, disappointment, fracture, has been woven as threads of glory into a larger tapestry. I have used the years you thought were wasted to forge deeper meaning, so that when the season of favor arrives, you will know the true worth of faith and endurance. Do not fear your weakness, for in weakness my power is made complete. When you have no strength left, that is when I act. When you think yourself forsaken, that is when I draw nearest. You have not been forgotten or abandoned in the storm. Every breath you take is proof that I am preserving you. Every morning you wake is the sign that I have not finished your story. And you will see, not with reason, but with the eyes of faith, that all which once caused you pain has become testimony to my kindness. Now rise and wipe your tears, for I am calling you into a new season, not of silence, but of song, not of mere endurance, but of harvest. The seeds you sowed in tears you will reap with shouts of joy. I will make the very places of your failure become fields of fruitfulness. Those who once turned their backs on you will behold the light I set within you shining brighter than ever. I will make you a living witness to unfailing love and tireless faithfulness. And you will understand that nothing in life is random. Every step has its arrangement, every wound its purpose, every pause its whisper from me. Do not ask for an easier life, ask for a heart made stronger in faith. True peace is not the stilling of the wind, but knowing whose hand holds yours in the storm. Let your heart become my dwelling, so that though the world around you shifts, you remain unmoved. And when you look back, you will see, I never left, never kept silent, without meaning, never once left you alone. Beloved child, this is the hour of restoration, of rebirth, of complete joy. Let my word be engraved upon your mind. I have begun a good work in you, and I will bring it to completion. You need only believe, only walk, only keep your heart tender. For what I am about to do in your life will make your former pains bow before new glory. Then you will smile and say, "It was all worth it." For everything behind you was a road leading you back to me, the place of peace, of love, and of light that never fades. The river of healing is threading through every vein and every breath, like a gentle symphony of life resonating in each cell's longing to be renewed. Wounds once carved deep in body and soul are now being touched, soothed, and healed by a love without condition. I mend not only the fractures of the flesh, but also restore the soul worn thin by loneliness and hurt. Every cell within you is being summoned, awakened from the long sleep of pain. You will feel life rising like an underground spring, piercing rock, quiet yet strong. I am making you new like an eagle renewed in the open sky, so you can soar again without fear. The restlessness within you, the undertow of anxiety, I am calming like a lake after the wind. Every invisible chain that once bound you in gloom, that shackled your spirit with shame and fear, is breaking now. Each link dissolves in the light, and you will find yourself free, not the shallow freedom the world offers, but the deep liberty of a heart no longer ruled by the past or by pain. The storm that seemed born to destroy you was only part of the plan to lift you higher. I am using the very wind that once felled you to carry you forward, the very waves that once unsteadied you to bring you to a new shore. You are no longer the victim of tempests, but the one chosen by the wind to fly. Every scar, every painful memory will cease to mark defeat and will stand as witness to your resilience and to the steadfast trust that brought you to this day. Do not let your heart be swayed by the gaudy summons of the world. The pitches for get-rich secrets, mystical rites, or 7-second brainwave hacks may sound beguiling, yet they are nets woven from illusion. You do not need to click a single link to hunt for miracles, for the true wonder is already within you, in your faith, in your patience, in the long night you refuse to quit. The labs and leaked studies passed from mouth to mouth are not our path. I do not hide truth in tangled formulas or concealed rites, for my light has never needed to be masked. I know how much you have borne in silence, how you braced yourself when your heart only wanted to fall. I know you chose to love when the world did not love back, and kept giving when there was little left to keep. But now I am changing the wind. What you sowed in tears, you will reap in joy. I am sending into your life those who will see your true worth, kindred souls, who will not exploit your goodness, but will strengthen, uphold, and advance with you. They will not treat you as a means, but as a blessing. They will not drain you. They will make you overflow. Be ready, for I am arranging sacred connections, meetings that seem accidental, yet were written into my design. The enemy tried to make you believe I had abandoned you, that silence proved absence. My dear one, you were mistaken. My silence is not indifference. It is a season of preparation. I am using the hush to lay foundations for something greater. I train you in solitude and temper your will in the unseen hours, so that when you step into the light, you will not only shine but stand firm. I hid you not because you were unworthy, but to shield you from harm before the time. As a jeweler shelters a precious gem in his palm until it is finally cut, I kept you in my arms that you might mature in safety. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being protected. You felt passed over, yet I have been reserving for you a place no one else can occupy. When the moment ripens, blessing will not simply find you. It will overtake you, outpace you, and surround you. Doors that once slammed shut will open of their own accord. Those who wounded you will drift away, for they no longer belong to the road you are about to walk. I am shifting your life suddenly, swiftly, supernaturally like lightning, rending the night like a dawn that announces nothing and still sets the sky ablaze. You will not need to strain in anxious striving, for my own hand is turning all things. Ready your heart to receive the unforeseen, for what I give will not arrive by your designs, but will exceed your imagining. Even now I am touching someone's heart, making that person a bearer of blessing to you. They do not know why you come to mind or why they long to help, but I know because I planted it within them. Every coincidence is my footprint. Every door that opens abruptly is evidence of my hand at work. Therefore, do not doubt when goodness comes, and do not fear when change moves too quickly. None of this is random. It is the harvest of your quiet faithfulness. I have seen the nights you bowed your head in prayer, the mornings you forced a smile though your heart was heavy. I never forget. Every tear you shed has become a seed, and the season of reaping draws near. You will find the storm no longer an enemy, but a companion that helped you grow. You will find the pain that once felled you becoming the wings on which you rise. And when you look back, you will know there was purpose in it all, that my hand never ceased its work, even in stillness. You will tell your story not with the tears of grief, but with deep thanksgiving, for you will know that even in your darkest hours, I was writing a miracle for you, a miracle named resilience, named faith, named love, that never leaves. You cannot see it, yet I move around you. Every breath and every heartbeat rests within the score I composed long ago. Nothing is accidental in this world, not even the tears that seem to mean nothing. Each time you lift your eyes and ask, why, I am there, watching softly, not silent because I do not hear, but silent to teach you, to hear the voice within where stillness becomes the language of the soul. When you are weary and feel you have no strength left to pray, I carry you on my shoulders like a father bearing a sleeping child through the storm. The road may be strewn with stones, but every stone you stumble on becomes a witness to faith being forged. I do not lead you through this desert to harm you. I lead you so you will thirst for the true water, the water of everlasting life. You have looked back and wondered why some doors closed when you stood at the threshold of your dream. Hear me, some doors shut because beyond them lay a cliff. I saw what you did not, and in mercy, I withheld what would have broken you. I do not punish you with loss. I refine you by fire, so you may be made pure. When I draw you away from places you love, it is not to take from you, but to set you where you belong for a greater calling. You may think you are losing everything, but in my eyes, you are being given back to yourself, the strong, deep, radiant self I have seen since the beginning. Not one of your tears is wasted. Each is a seed of blessing sown in the soil of faith for a harvest of what I have promised. My child, do not fear the long nights. I do my greatest work when darkness covers the land. You think silence is absence, but silence is the language of power. In that darkness I stitch together the fragments of your soul and heal the wounds you dare not name. I am planting within you a courage you have not yet known, teaching you to stand when the wind blows against you. I have set in your heart a flame that cannot be quenched, the flame of hope, of life, of a holy light no world can put out. When others turn away and the voices around you insist all is lost, I will be the whisper in your heart, keep going, for I go before you. I do not promise an easy road, but I promise you will never be alone. There are things I do that you cannot yet understand. I draw you from your comfort not to confuse you, but to enlarge your heart. You cannot hold a great blessing if the vessel of your trust remains small. I allow dryness not to leave you thirsty, but to teach you to seek your source in me. You will come to know me as the one who makes flowers bloom on barren ground, who sets birds singing in empty fields, who raises the sun after the longest night. What you once feared and fled will become testimony to my kindness. When you look back, you will see that every winding step, every cul-de-sac, every fall was a link in my perfect plan to bring forth a miracle. You are chosen not because you are flawless, but because I appointed you a share in heaven's great design. Do not let past faults make you doubt your worth, for I do not see you through the lens of sin, but through the light of grace. When I call you beloved, nothing on earth can strip that name away. I know your stumbles, your weaknesses, the temptations you thought you could not outlast, and I also know you kept a small candle of faith, and that little flame makes angels sing. I do not need you perfect to love you. I love you into wholeness. I see within you the seed of wonder, and I will nourish it with my boundless kindness until you blossom like a garden in the morning Sunday. My child, do not fear change. Every storm carries a sacred purpose to wash away what no longer belongs to you. I do not wish you to live on old memories. I want you to bloom in the present. Do not grieve what I have removed, for I take only what no longer bears life. You are stepping into a new season, where the old will pass and the new will arise. I am preparing a space where you will no longer need to prove your worth, where you will be wholly yourself in my light. Do not worry if you cannot see the path. I am the way. Do not tremble when you do not know what to say. I am the word in your mouth. Everything you need is already set aside in heaven's endless storehouse, awaiting the opening of your heart to receive. When you feel small in a vast world, remember that a single beam of light can scatter the night. You need not become the sun. Be a faithful lamp in my hand, and I will let that light reach the darkest places. I will use your story to heal others and turn your wounds into evidence of grace. No one else can tell that story for you, for only you know what it means to overcome by faith. Those who once mocked will be astonished to see you lifted by my hand. I have not appointed you to mere survival, but to fullness. Remember, a seed only breaks forth after it has been buried. So too must you be hidden for a time, that my power may blossom in you. My child, my time is not the time of humankind. You are impatient to see results, but I am laying the foundation. And foundations take time, for what I am about to build in your life is not a temporary hut, but a temple that will endure. I do not wish to give you what is fleeting. I desire to entrust you with what is eternal. Every delay in your eyes is preparation in mine. I am training you so that when the blessing comes, you will be strong enough to carry it, wise enough to keep it, and humble enough to use it for good. Rest in the process, for even silence has the rhythm of heaven. You will no longer be the wounded. You will become the bearer of healing oil for the hurting. You will no longer be the one who asks, "Why did God let me suffer?" but the one who declares, "God used it to make me an instrument of grace." I will change how you see yourself. You will behold yourself through my eyes, a soul, radiant, strong, loved, chosen, appointed to shine in the midst of life. Rise, for your time has come. What once frightened, you will become the launch pad for a new mission. I have breathed new breath into you. Do not go searching for the old breath. I am writing the next chapter, and you are the page soaked with my glory. You will know that everything I have done was worth it. Every tear shed, every sleepless night, every time you fell, I have gathered them all, woven them into light, and I return them to you as a victor's crown. Do not despise the day of small beginnings, for all greatness is born in quiet. Walk with a steadfast heart, for I go before you, clearing the path, breaking chains, and opening the gates of glory. I am the keeper of promises, and my promise over you never fails. When you witness the miracle, remember that it was your perseverance that opened that door. Now let me do what I have ordained, lift you up, carry you across the river, and set you where the light overflows. My child, amid the cold winds of doubt, when darkness veils the road and your sighs hang heavy like fog upon the heart, I still stand there quiet and unwavering. Though you do not see or hear, every breath you take and every thought threading through your mind is within my sight. I know you have often asked why you must pass through so much bitterness, why your prayers seem to drift into a boundless void. Yet in that very stillness I am teaching you to discern the echo of faith born not in ease but forged in the fire of trial. You are not alone, for my hand rests upon your shoulder, holding you steady in the storm, even when you feel spent. Each wound you carry is not a sign of defeat, but the testament of a noble pilgrimage, where the soul is chiseled to become more radiant, brighter, and stronger than ever. You have wept in silence, and those tears were never meaningless. I have caught each one and turned them into seeds of peace that will sprout within your soul. When you think you have lost everything, I am removing what does not belong to prepare you for what surpasses all you ever asked. Some doors I leave closed, not because you are unworthy, but because you are destined for another dwelling, where my light and glory will never fade. I know you tire of the waiting, grow weary for lack of visible results, but my child, faith does not grow in what is easy. It is steadfastness in the dark that kindles the lamp within you, and I see that light, though faint, still burning, still true. I do not promise that the road ahead will be smooth, but I promise you will never be alone. When others leave, when laughter becomes a memory, and promises turn to ash, I remain immovable as rock, enduring as the breath of heaven. In your every step, however, trembling, the beat of my heart is joined with yours. I am working in the hidden places, arranging what you do not yet understand, making a way where you believed there was none. Do not fear when you cannot see the light. Your light does not come from the world, but from the soul I have kindled. I am the light that never goes out, and when you look back, you will see that every step, however small, lay within my perfect design. Now, my beloved child, I decree that the season of mourning has passed. The storm swayed you, yet it also swept away what was false, and from those ashes you will rise mantled with fresh grace. I am preparing for you an abundant harvest, where your tears will turn to joy and your pain will become strength. It is no accident that you stand after so many tempests. This is proof I am not finished with you. I am still writing your story, and each new chapter will be drenched in the light of triumph. Those who doubted you will witness how I restore you, how I lift you from the pit of despair and set you upon solid ground. I will bring you opportunities you could never open on your own, blessings no one can steal. I am sending angels ahead to clear the way, arranging wonders, so that when you arrive, all is ready. Your waiting is not in vain. In every seemingly silent moment, I have engraved your name upon the palm of my hand. Every breath you draw bears witness that my plan is unfolding, even when you cannot see it. And when the appointed hour strikes, everything will bloom at once, like a parched field suddenly carpeted with flowers after the first rain of the season. I will silence your enemies, for no weapon fashioned against you will endure. I am the wall that surrounds you, the holy fire that guards you, the light that leads you on. My child, I do not look at you with human eyes. I see within you the seed of a chosen warrior. Each time you rise from ruin, you reflect my image. Each time you choose love over resentment, you honor the one who formed you. Remember, you need not be perfect to be loved, for my love is not based on achievement, but on your very essence, a child born from my heart. When you are weak, my strength is made complete. When you are lost, I am the compass. When you collapse, I am the breath that lifts you. Do not despise yourself for your mistakes, for even failure holds value. It teaches you to kneel, to look up, and to know that apart from me there is no true refuge. I am calling you out of the old, out of fear, out of the chains of the past. Do not let old memories bind your soul. What is past, I have erased your guilt, is pardoned your wounds, healed in secret. You are no longer defined by pain, but by grace. Step forward with unwavering trust, for I am doing a new thing. You will see doors open where walls once stood, and you will hear my voice in your heart saying, "Go, for I am with you." Do not fear the future. The future is mine, and I have traced for you a path of peace, not calamity. There are things you cannot understand now, but my child, faith is not understanding, it is surrender. Let me be the one who holds the reins. Release the need to know every outcome, for you do not need control when I am guiding. Like a seed buried deep in the earth, unable to see the light, yet still growing because it trusts the unseen hand of spring, so your soul is being nourished in quietness, and the day will come when you break the ground, brimming with new life. Believe that everything I do carries meaning, though you cannot yet comprehend it, for I behold the whole tapestry, while you see only a single fragment. I have prepared for you what no one could imagine, blessings beyond measure, and relationships that will heal the wounds of your heart. I will trade your tears for laughter, your emptiness for joy, your loneliness for my presence. You will look back and see that every loss led you nearer to your true purpose. I never take without giving something better. Even when you think you are losing everything, you are being set free to receive what is greater. Therefore, keep your heart in peace. Stop and listen for my whisper, not in the storm, but in the gentle breeze. Know that I love you with an unchanging love. No mistake is large enough to separate you from me, no abyss deep enough to fall beyond the reach of my hand. I am the one who saw the beginning and knows the end, and between the two I am leading you day by day. You need not search for me in distant places, for I am in your very breath, in the beating of your heart, in the flicker of hope that has not gone out. And now I proclaim, rise, shake the dust of the past, lift up your eyes, for new glory draws near. Let me write the rest of your story pages filled with light, healing, and victory. Walk as one who is chosen, for indeed you are chosen. Say to your own soul, I am no longer a prisoner of fear. I am a child of the Eternal One. I am opening a new chapter where you will witness not only promises fulfilled, but a soul transformed. And when you reach the destination, you will understand that every tear, every sorrow, every wound has led you back to the only place you belong, in my arms, where darkness is no more, only light and love without end. Beloved child, the days ahead will no longer be shrouded by the shadow of fear, but will be lit by the radiance of the wonders I have prepared. Each morning you wake, open your heart to receive what I have set in place before you could think to ask. You will not walk with the trembling steps of doubt, for your feet stand upon the path I have built, every stone, every step wisely ordained. Stay close to me. Do not stray from my breath, for in that stillness you will hear the gentle voice of the Holy Spirit, the one who will guide you, teach you what you need to know, lift you when you are weak, and lead you safely through the storms of life. Do not hasten to trust your limited understanding, for my wisdom is higher than yours, as the heavens are higher than the earth. I see what you have not seen. I grasp what you cannot fathom, and I act never out of season. Trust me, though everything around you seems contrary, though you cannot understand why this has come to pass. When a door of work closes, do not grieve, for I allowed it not to take from you, but to prepare a wider, brighter, more fitting way. When a relationship ends, do not let your heart be shattered, for at times I must loosen the cords that bind your soul, so you may rise lighter and free. When the plans you have carefully built are delayed, remember, it is not punishment, but the shield I raise to protect you from what you cannot yet see. Every no you receive is not a rejection, but a perfect stroke in the larger portrait of grace, and every closed door is only preparing you for a wider open door where blessing will overflow. I am rewriting your story, a new chapter full of wonders, in which prayers from long ago are being answered in ways you did not expect, and doors sealed by disappointment, by tears, by long nights of solitude, are swinging open as light rushes in and a fresh wind moves across the roof of your soul. You will witness the astonishing, not because you are worthy enough, but because I am merciful enough. Your finances, which seem drained, will be revived as provision arrives from places you never imagined, and your health, worn thin, day by day, will be restored with healing for your body and your soul. Peace will return to your home. Gentle as mist, yet steadfast as a mountain, and fractured relationships will be mended, as wounded hearts are stitched whole by my loving hand. More than all of this, your destiny will no longer remain unfinished. You will not only receive miracles, you will become a living miracle. And when others look at your life, they will see my imprint that I still act, still bless, still resurrect what has died, and still turn the impossible into the possible. You will be a witness to my love, proof that the Lord God still lives, still holds power, and is perfect in all he does. I do not change, my child. Time may shift, and the world may turn, but my nature stands unaltered. I am the one who parted the sea for my people to pass through, the one who multiplied bread and fish to feed thousands, the one who called the dead to life and stilled the storm with a word. What I did then I will do now, and for you, for my arm is not too short to save, my heart is not too cold to love, and my ear is not too dull to hear your cry. There will be moments when you feel left in a wilderness, yet that is precisely where I long to meet you, for in the barren place my voice rings clearest, and the noise within you grows quiet enough to listen. When every support is gone, you will discover that I alone am the foundation that never shakes, and when you have no strength to walk, I will carry you through. When you cannot see the path, my light will guide you. And when you believe you have fallen for good, it is in that very instant you will feel my hand lifting you. I have gone before you on every road and cleared each step so you will not stumble. Not a single tear you shed is wasted, and every sigh is remembered by me. What appears shattered is only the beginning of renewal, for from ashes I will bring forth blooms, and from wounds I will draw out grace. I never take without giving something better in return. So keep your heart soft, keep trusting, and let my spirit shape you, because within every trial lies a higher purpose. When you look back, you will see that every pain became a springboard for growth, and every loss the first note of a new blessing. Delay will no longer feel like a torment, but the time I used to prepare you, to teach you patience, and train you to wait in faith. So keep moving forward, even when the road is long and dim, for my light never goes out. I am the one who keeps promises. Though you doubt and the world shifts, my word remains. When I decree, I will do it, nothing can hinder, and when I promise, I will give, no power can strip it away. So let your heart rest in this truth, and do not fear tomorrow, for I am already there, waiting with open arms. Fix your eyes on me, not on your circumstances. Let your faith grow larger than your fear. Let hope rise through the clouds, and let my love become the breath you draw each morning. My child, your life will become a song not written in ink but in tears. I have dried in falls from which I have raised you in quiet miracles you only recognize when you look behind. And when others ask, how did you weather so many storms? You will smile and say, because my God went before me. I am there, always there, from your first cry to your final breath. My love wrapping round you like wind hugging the hills, like sunlight that never fades. You do not fight alone, for I am the warrior ahead of you, and you need not understand everything. Only believe that I am at work. I am the God of miracles, of boundless kindness, of new beginnings, and what I did in Scripture, I will do again in your very life, not to make you afraid, but to make you certain that my love has no limits. Then when you step out of the shadows, you will realize that in the darkest days I kindled within you a flame that will not go out, the flame of faith, of hope, of eternal life. So guard that flame, for it will light not only your path, but the promise, way for wandering souls around you. Because through you, I desire the world to see that I am still at work, not in the tempest, but in the heart that believes. Though the years pass, my power never fades. It is not worn thin by time, nor drained like a river in drought, but flows ever on, strong, vibrant, inexhaustible. I do not grow weary, I do not retreat, and I never forget my children who battle in silence, who still trust and still hope, even when their hearts are heavy with what they have not yet seen or understood. I never fail, and therefore you cannot fail while your hand is in mine. So, lift up your head, beloved. For where your gaze comes to rest is where I am standing, and let your lips speak life, though your heart has been broken. Let faith spark again, though storms once swept away every hope for your brightest days and most radiant seasons of the praised blessing have not passed, they are only beginning. You have not slipped outside the current of the sacred plan. You are not late, and you have not been left behind, for everything in your life is unfolding at the right time, in the right place, in the right way I have ordained. Where you stand, even if you feel lost, is exactly where I need you, preparing you for what is to come, a work that will make the world look up and say, "That is the hand of God." And when I act, no one may claim the honor, no power, person, or circumstance can intrude and take the glory that is mine, because when I open a way, no one can shut it. When I lift up, no one can cast down, and when I speak, it comes to pass. Hold fast in faithfulness even when you feel forgotten in the hush of waiting. I remain there in every quiet moment you think goes unnoticed, seeing each tear that falls, each heavy breath, each prayer whispered in the night. And do not mistake silence for my absence, for often within that stillness I am doing my greatest work, preparing you to step into a season you have never imagined. So keep praying even when the answer seems long in coming. Because delay is not deafness. I am preparing gifts larger than what you asked. Keep loving even when love costs you, because every time you choose love over resentment and forgiveness over retaliation, you grow more like me, and that is the truest victory. The love you sow, though not returned at once, is never lost. It is a seed pushing upward in the hidden dark, awaiting the rains to bloom, and then you will see that nothing done in love is ever in vain. I am watching over you not to judge, but to love and uphold, and I am observing how you shoulder the weight of waiting for in each patient moment. I am forging in you the strength of an unyielding spirit and a faith that will not be shaken. Waiting is not weakness, but the proof that you trust. I am working, though you cannot see, and precisely in the days when it seems nothing is happening, I am weaving invisible threads into a tapestry of glory for your future. Do not fear delay, my child, for with me everything has its appointed time. A seed does not sprout the day it is sown, and that does not mean it has died. So it is with you. For I have planted in your heart dreams, promises, and longings that are growing in secret even when you cannot feel it. And one day when the light breaks through, you will be amazed at what I crafted in silence. Trust me, for every word I promise is as certain as the sunrise even when dark clouds cover the sky. The trials you face are not meant to crush you, but to make you stronger, deeper, and nearer to me. Every tear has value, and every wound contains a lesson. Do not let suffering harden your heart. Let it soften you instead, so you can feel, understand, and love. As I love, for sometimes I lead you through the storm, not to destroy you, but to temper you into a steadfast instrument for a greater purpose. When you think you are losing everything in truth, you are being freed from what no longer fits. When one door closes, I never leave you adrift. I am opening another larger, brighter, and brimming with life. But to cross that threshold, you must dare to let go and believe that no matter how thick the darkness, light will come. Look back at your falls. Was there ever a time I did not raise you up, a night you wept when I was not beside you? A pain I did not turn into part of the strength you carry today. Time is not your enemy. It is an ally I have sent to perfect you, so do not flee from it. Walk with it, trusting that each passing second draws you nearer to what I have promised. Do not compare yourself with another, for your path is singular, painted by my loving hand, just for you. And I am never late, and neither are you. So when you think you are too late, it is precisely when I am quietly preparing to do the marvelous thing that can only happen now, not a heartbeat sooner or later. Steady your hands though they tremble. Keep your faith, though it is as small as a mustard seed, and hold your gaze even when the way ahead looks like mist, because as long as you believe you live, and I, the one who never sleeps, am moving. On the day you see what I have done, you will know that every wait was worth it, every tear blossomed, and everything that seemed to wander off course was simply part of the journey back into the light. I want you to remember this. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. I am shaping your heart so it can hold greater blessings. Do not only ask me to remove the hardship, ask me to make you steadfast within it. For what I desire to give you is not merely an easy life, but a courageous soul, an unwavering faith, and a love without conditions. When this world grows loud, seek me in the quiet. When every hand lets you go, know that mine has never left. When the storm roars, let your heart grow still, for only in the calm will you hear my voice. And when you are too weak even to pray, just whisper, Lord, I believe. I will turn that whisper into a wind that carries you over the chasm. My power does not fade, for I am the source of all strength. As the sun does not cease to shine, so my love and my design for you never stop. Though the world may change, though people may betray, though circumstances may overturn, my word remains firm as an ancient mountain. One day when you look back, you will smile and understand there was not a moment I abandoned you, not a step you took without my footprints beside yours. Therefore, keep walking even when you do not know where the road will lead. Keep believing even when every reason to believe seems gone. Keep loving even when your heart is tired. For in the very moments you think you are empty, I am filling you. In the moments you think you are alone, I am surrounding you with my unseen presence. And in the moments you think it is all over, I am beginning a new chapter, the chapter where hope's light blazes forth and illumines every shadow in your heart. For I am the beginning and the end, the breath and the life. And you, my beloved child, were made not to collapse, not to fail, but to walk in the power of the one who has called you by name. You are not late, not wrong, not small. You are being refined to become a witness to my love and my glory. So rise, wipe your tears, lift your head, and move forward. The best days are still ahead, and I, the living God, am waiting for you there. And when the time is ripe, I will reward all that you have faithfully endured. You will be astonished at how swiftly I can turn all things around. Sorrows that seemed endless will suddenly become light. Losses that seemed beyond repair will be replaced with a fullness beyond your understanding. I will do this not only to magnify my own name, but to prove that not one of your tears falls in vain. My child, open your heart and receive, for that time is nearer than you think. It presses in like a wind, announcing harvest. It spreads like dawn, touching every mountain. Be ready. Keep your heart in hopeful expectation, for I, the one who is never late, am drawing near. Do not let your soul grow weary. Do not let your faith grow cold, for what I am doing has already begun to move in the quiet. You think you are standing still, but in truth, every motion in the unseen realm has started the next part of your life. That story is not finished. It has only begun, according to the script my own hand wrote before you were formed. Each chapter will testify to my boundless goodness. Every page of your life will be soaked with mercy, and every word you speak will echo my faithfulness among humankind. Let your soul rest in that promise. Let your heart beat to the rhythm of trust, for I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who begins and brings all things to completion. What I have begun in you I will not abandon. None of my promises return empty without bearing fruit. None of your prayers are wasted, even when you feel I am silent. Every moment of your pain, every sob in the night is recorded like a line of poetry in the symphony I am composing. You are covered by grace, wrapped in perfect providence. You are not an accident of life. You are heaven's intention. You are called by my name, and you belong to me. Though you have fallen, been wounded, been despised, I have held you in my everlasting arms. You are the gem I cut and polish in the fire, the tender shoot I tend through wind and rain. Let people speak doubt and mock. Their words will only set the stage for the glory I am about to reveal. I will set a table for you in the wilderness, right where they expected you to break, right where they once pitied you. I will make you stand radiant in the strength of my spirit. Not by your might, not by your talent, but by my very spirit, who will lift you above every judgment. And when that happens, you will not need many words. Your very presence will be living proof that my grace has never been absent. The light within you will shine everywhere, not to make your name great, but to honor mine. And when they ask how you will smile and answer, God did it, that answer will bow the heads of skeptics, restore hope to the despairing, and revive parched souls. In that very moment, you will understand that every pain endured, every waiting that seemed futile, was preparation so you could carry that glory without losing yourself. For I desire not only to save you, but to make you my witness, the teller who announces to the world that grace is real, that miracles still happen, that the Lord is at work in lives that seemed reduced to ashes. My child, if these holy words touch your soul, do not keep them to yourself. Pour out your heart, for such an act is like sowing a seed of faith for another. When you share, you allow grace to spread. You continue the river of love I desire to flood the earth. Each time you speak of what I have done, you give me room to do even more, for grace multiplies through gratitude. And if you would not miss it when I speak again, remain in that current, in stillness, in prayer, in the whisper of the Holy Spirit. Do not chase the world's noise. Do not let your heart be tossed by outside voices, for my voice does not thunder like a storm. It is gentle like a sweet river flowing through the soul. Listen, for I will go on speaking again and again, whenever you thirst, whenever you grow weak, whenever you need a reason to take the next step. My voice will stream like a river, touch you like a cool breeze upon your soul, and beat like the rhythm of my heart in time with yours. Beloved, I want you to know there is not a moment when you are overlooked. All the plans I have set are aimed toward good, and no power can prevent them. When it seems everything around you is collapsing, understand that it is only the close of an old chapter so a new one can begin. You do not need to understand everything. You need only believe that I hold every strand of your life. I have written the ending, and it is a perfect ending where tears are wiped away, where sorrow turns to anthem, where you stand in the light and know it was all worth it. Therefore, do not fear, do not doubt, do not grow weary. Keep your heart steady in expectation, for the miracle is nearer than ever. The hour you have awaited is coming. The hour when I unveil my glory over your life will arrive like dawn shattering the long night. And when it comes, the whole world will know that the one who began a good work in you is the one who brings it to completion. No promise of mine fails, no desire you lift to me goes unheard. You are mine, and because you are mine, victory is already decreed. Keep your hands clean and your heart pure, for I am preparing to entrust to you things beyond even the deepest longings of your soul. There are petitions you have only dared to whisper through tears, desires you thought had gone forever dark. Yet I, the one who sees in secret, am setting a glorious table for you in the presence of those who doubted, mocked, and left you alone. But my child, this is not a table to humiliate anyone. It is a table of grace, where righteousness is displayed and mercy is exalted. I will not take revenge, I will bear witness. I will not fell your enemies. I will make them marvel at how I have renewed you with a restoration no one can explain, except by the power of heaven. In their eyes you were once weak, Now you are a lamp lit in the night, a testimony that grace can do the impossible. In this season you will not be as you were. The old loops, the cycles of pain, the familiar paths that led you back to regret, they are dissolving under my breath. The invisible chains that bound your soul are snapping one by one. Doors you thought were sealed are swinging open, and opportunities you believed had passed are standing before you again, bright and beckoning. You no longer belong to yesterday. What once defined you by failure, by hurt, by fear, has lost its claim. You are being reshaped. You are growing. You are stepping into the radiance I appointed for you from the beginning. Walk in humility, for humility is the foundation on which glory stands firm. Set your feet upon the solid ground of faith. Let neither pride nor fear make you waver. Yet I say to you, do not shrink back. Do not hide. You were not born to cower behind fear, but to shine like a lamp set on high. My light is in you. My strength runs through every fiber of your being, every vein, every breath you draw. You do not only bear my image, you bear my life. Therefore, no force, however strong or cunning, can stand against the soul I accompany. You need not argue with the world, nor prove your worth beneath narrow gazes. Walk in obedience and full trust, and leave the rest to me. Everything arrives in its time. Every blessing comes when you are ready, never lacking, never in excess. You have carried too many wounds upon your shoulders, and perhaps you think that to move forward you must harden yourself and forget. But I do not want you to forget. I want you to release. Forgive those who betrayed you, not because they deserve it, but because your heart needs its freedom. Bitterness does not belong to your future. Resentment only drags the soul back into darkness. Lay it down as a traveler sets a heavy load by the roadside after a long journey. You will find yourself lighter, not because everything has become easy, but because I am walking with you. Every old pain, every tear-soaked memory cannot accompany you into the new land I have prepared. They hold no power over you anymore, for I am wrapping you in grace, a covering so complete that nothing can pierce it. Imagine a white silk garment woven from love. I am clothing you with it, covering you with favor. The worn and weary things are being swept away in the current of grace. I am moving you into the very purpose I intended, not the place of comfort, but the place where you will discover the true meaning of life. You will no longer live merely to survive, but to overflow. You will no longer stand hidden in the crowd, but be set on high to shine. Keep your eyes on me. Do not let the glimmer of the world divert your gaze. There will be voices of scorn, of envy, of comparison, but do not let them shake your soul. Let your heart be like water that mirrors the sky, seeing only the light unclouded by the winds of life. Some will ask why you still stand when all around you seems to collapse. Let them ask. Let your steadfastness become a living testimony. Let them see that it is not because you are strong, but because you are held in the hand of the one who never trembles. When you keep a pure heart and clean hands, without scheming and without deceit, I can pour into you gifts greater than anything you have imagined. For when your hands are clean, I can place in them what is precious. When your heart is clear, I can reflect the light of heaven through you. My child, do not fear change. Every change of season brings its trials, yet it is also the sign of growth. When the earth quakes, the seed is breaking open. When the rain comes, the flower is preparing to bloom. The tremors around you are not the signal of an ending, but of a beginning. You are stepping out of the safety of the old, moving into a realm of blessing. Eyes have not seen, and ears have not heard. There I will bring you to people, opportunities, and doors that open only for those prepared in silence. I know there were moments when you were weary, when you wanted to stop, to retreat into the shadows, to escape the gaze of the world. But I say to you, the light within you was not born to be hidden under a table. It is set on high so that others may find their way home. When you shine, it is not to display yourself, but to honor the one who kindled the flame. Do not fear being seen. fear being forgotten in your very calling. Therefore walk on heart, pure eyes, straight hands outstretched, for I am doing a new thing. The old is passing away and the new is drawing near. The days of bowing your head in regret will be exchanged for days of lifting it in gratitude. You will no longer be held by memories, by failures, by the voices of others. I will make you new every morning. I will make your breath carry the fragrance of grace and your words become seeds of hope for those around you. And as you go down these new roads, remember that I, myself, am your guide. I do not only go before you, I go within you. I do not only prepare the path, I make you a path for others. Therefore keep a humble heart, yet do not fear to rise. Be gentle, yet not weak. Be strong, yet not unyielding. Be bright, yet not blinding. Above all, let love be the breath of every step, for that love is the proof that I am in you and you are in me. One day when you look back, you will see that all I do today is not only to bless you, but to make you a blessing to others. You will no longer ask why through tears, but will smile and say, because now I understand. And then you will move forward light of foot, yet crowned with glory like a star in the night, shining, not for its own sake, but with the eternal light of the one who placed it in the heavens. I have seen the moments when you sat alone in the night, tears falling unseen, your heart aching as though it could bear no more. I know that loneliness, the desolation that makes you want to give up, for I feel every breath you take. Though you think I am silent, though the sky seems closed, without reply, I am still right beside you, like a gentle breeze upon your cheek, like the heartbeat that continues, even when you feel you have no strength left. My presence has never departed. I enfold you in unseen arms and hold your hand when you tremble in the storm. When you feel lost amid the noise of life, I am the quiet voice within, whispering two words, be still. In the very moment you think you have no anchor, I am your refuge. I am the strength you have not yet recognized, the fortress around your soul that no assault can penetrate. You are not alone, never have been, and never will be. There is nothing in your life I do not know, from the smallest joy to the deepest pain. Every tear you shed I gather in a vial, every stifled sigh I hear. I have watched the times you were so disappointed you doubted yourself, the moments when your dreams seemed shattered beyond repair. But I have borne it all. While you were struggling just to stand, I was behind you, steadying each trembling step. I honor your faith, even when it is only a faint spark in the night. I do not demand perfection of you. I ask only for honesty in your weakness, for it is there that my power is made complete. You need not prove your strength to deserve my love. I love you not because you are flawless, but because you are mine. You may not yet understand why things are delayed, why promises seem unfulfilled, why the road bends instead of running straight. Know that in every turn I am shaping you, forging you to carry the greater things that lie ahead. My delay is not neglect. It is the season in which I quietly lay a firm foundation. I will not let the blessing come too soon only to be lost. I intend it to become a permanent portion of your life. I am working in hidden places your eyes cannot see, in the hearts of others, in circumstances that seem meaningless, and within you yourself. And when my time arrives, you will know that every tear, every trial, every waiting was not in vain. You are not forgotten. On the contrary, you are chosen with intention. Before you were formed in the womb, I knew you. I did not choose you because you are strong or perfect, but because I saw in you what the world could not, a heart tender, yet resolute, of faith that sprouts even in drought. Trials do not come to prove that I have rejected you, but to prepare you for the position I have appointed. Pressure is not sent to crush you, but to release the hidden strength. Within strength, you yourself have not yet known. As a seed must split before it rises into a tree, so your soul must endure blows to grow. I do not allow your wounds to be meaningless. I turn each scar into a sign of maturity and a witness to faith refined. You think you are moving backward, but in truth I am bringing you to the exact place of beginning. What I have ordained for you no one can hinder. Your destiny is not revoked because you stumbled. My word over you still stands. When I speak, it never returns empty. It is like rain falling to the earth. It will surely soak the soil and nourish the seed until the day of bloom. Not once have I broken a promise. Believe that all I have spoken I will fulfill. Though you do not yet see in the unseen realm, it is already in motion. Doors are being made ready, opportunities are opening, and hearts are being stirred toward you. In the days ahead, you will witness changes you once thought impossible. Doors long shut will open suddenly and gently, like petals touched by spring sunlight. Battles you fought in silence will lose their power. What once terrified you will no longer rule you. I am intervening not with a storm, but with a still breeze. I am sending people to help you, not by chance, but because I have written your name upon their hearts. I am surrounding you with favor. Even those who opposed you will have to acknowledge the grace upon your life. When they see how I restore you, they will know that no one can restrain the hand of the Almighty. Prepare your heart not to defend, but to receive. I am turning what looked like failure into the stepping stone of victory. I am shifting the winds to carry you toward the light. When you look back, you will realize that the years you thought were wasted were the very seasons in which I was sowing seed. Be still and trust, for I am still at work. Walk in peace, for you do not walk alone. My hand is holding yours, and no power can separate you from my love. You will not merely survive the storm, you will emerge radiant, stronger, and fuller. And when others ask how you still stand, you will smile and say, because I have never been alone, because he has never left. My child, when I declare I affirm you, beloved, it is the moment heaven bends toward earth to proclaim that your journey is not in vain. Every step you take, whether trembling or spent, is covered by my holy intention. I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands, and no force can erase it. You will not only be saved, you will become a living witness, an illustration of the kindness of the Creator. I have seen the nights you wept in secret, the times you wondered why everything you touched fell apart. Yet in those very fragments, I am composing a mosaic of miracles. When you think I am distant, I am so near that your soul need only exhale to touch my presence. You think darkness veils you, but it is the cloak I place around you to shield you from the world's gaze until the time I reveal your glory in full. Every tear you shed I store in the vessels of heaven, and I will pour them back as showers of blessing, so that the parched ground within you bursts into bloom. You have blamed yourself for not being strong enough, but beloved, my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you cannot stand, I am the arm that lifts you. When you cannot speak, your very breath becomes the song I hear. Do not fear when your heart grows tired, for the end of your weariness is the threshold of miracles. I do not wait for you to be perfect before I love you. I love you to lead you toward wholeness. My love does not change with the seasons. It remains the same, though your heart wavers, though you stumble, though you doubt. You need do nothing to earn it, for my love cannot be bought, only received. Let me love you as you have never been loved, completely, steadfastly, without limit. When the world says you are not enough, I say you are the masterpiece of grace. When you feel lost, I say you are standing exactly where I need you to be, for in that very place I will work wonders. I see you, my child. I see even what you try to hide. I see the strained smile upon your lips, the heart that tightens in silence, the way you keep sowing love, though no one seems to return it. And I say to you, I have received it all. Not a single kindness you have shown is wasted. Not a single prayer of yours falls into the void. Heaven has recorded every deed, and I will repay you in the way I choose, not by the applause of people, but by the reward of faithfulness. You think no one knows, yet heaven has witnessed. You think no one remembers, yet I have kept it safe. When you do good in secret, I will bless you openly in the noonday. When you love quietly, I will turn that love into seed that yields a harvest for multitudes. You stand in the midst of a sacred turning where what was evil is being worked for good, where delays are being unlocked, where what was broken is being made new. Do not fear this holy reversal, for it is my hand ordering all things. I will bring you to places that once refused you, open doors you thought were shut forever, and set you among realities you once only dared to dream. The things that used to terrify you will bow before you, for I have given you power to stand in my light. The petitions of the generations before you, the tears of your ancestors, I am gathering in this hour to pour over your life like an unceasing river of blessing. You do not live merely to receive for yourself. You live to shatter every chain that bound your lineage. You are the meeting point of past and future, the doorway through which my light floods your whole family line. When your mind fills with fear, let your heart come to rest in me. When you feel not enough, remember that your enough is nothing next to my overflow. I am not wearied by your weakness. It is precisely there that I display my power. You do not need to be strong at every moment. You need only keep your hand in mine, and I will lead you through every storm. Let my grace lift you up. Let my breath still the tempest within you. Let my promise be the anchor in a restless sea. When you do not know what to do, stand firm, for I am fighting for you. When you cannot speak, let silence become your prayer. I understand even what you cannot yet say. Give to me what you cannot carry for. My shoulders were made to bear your burdens. I declare over you, your life will be a testimony to the world that I am faithful. Others will find faith through the story you live, not by your words alone, but by the way you rise after every fall. I will make your wounds a doorway through which light pours in. The discouraged will look at you and know that miracles still happen. Broken hearts will find hope through your restoration. You are a lamp set on a stand, not to be hidden but to shine. I have poured fresh oil into you, and that flame will not go out. I chose you not because you were greater than others, but because you dared to believe when there was nothing left to hold. Your mustard seed faith has stirred the heavens. And now, my child, ready your soul for a new season. I am calling you out of the shadows of doubt into the light of vision. What once was delayed will move faster than you imagine. Doors long barred will swing open in a moment. Prayers you thought forgotten will blossom. You will taste a reversal that does not come by striving but by my hand. What the enemy meant for harm, I am turning into a stairway that lifts you higher. What the world thought would bury you, I am making into fertile ground for new life. You are about to see what your forebears only heard about. You are about to touch what generations before you only dreamed. Believe that my timing is never late. When everything seems to slow, I am arranging the pieces to converge at the appointed hour. You will look back and say, the Lord was there all along. Every small detail, every event that seemed random, was written into the symphony I composed. I do not rewrite your story because of your failures. I add the chapter of redemption where pain becomes purpose and defeat becomes a beginning. I am the one who can trade ashes for a crown, prisons for a springboard into freedom, tears for songs of praise. Therefore, my child, be at peace. Do not hurry, do not fear, do not doubt. Every promise I have spoken I will fulfill. Every word I have uttered will not return empty. Only keep your heart soft, your eyes fixed on me, and your spirit ready to believe. Let me keep writing your story not with the ink of fear, but with the light of faith. When harvest comes, you will understand that every pain, every delay, every trial was my hand preparing the way for glory to appear. And when you lift your thanks, the world will know your God is the living one, and he has been in all of this from the beginning to the end. Listen deep within your soul, my child, for these words are not merely sound, but the breath of life moving into your heart. You were never made to bear every sorrow alone. Before you even knew your own name, my hand covered you with immeasurable kindness. When the world turned its back, I remained. When every voice fell silent, I still whispered your name within my heart. You do not need to prove your worth, for your worth is set by my love, a love unchanged by success or failure, by weakness or strength. You belong to me, and all that is mine I keep by a power no one can shake. In nights when your soul trembles, when despair surges like waves, remember I am the fortress around you, the light piercing the clouds, the warmth in the cold, the voice of resurrection within your chest. No scheme of the enemy can outrun my intention. No slander, no plot, no forged weapon can unseat the destiny I have placed within you. Every time the adversary contrives against you, I use it as a step to lift you higher. Even the trials you once despised, I am transforming into blessing. Do not cower before the dark, for darkness survives only where light has not yet reached. And within you I have set an eternal lamp, a light that will search out the deepest corners until you know you were never truly lost. Even when you feel weak, you are strong in me, for my strength is not muscle or willpower, but my very presence covering you. I have called you by name, and no one can strip away that identity. You are child of the eternal, child of promise, child of light, and child of grace. Walk with the confidence of one who knows they are guarded, speak with the voice of one already rescued, and live as one who understands that every breath bears the imprint of heaven. Let your heart be light as the wind, for I have taken your load upon myself. Laugh like a child in a father's arms, for that joy is a weapon I have placed within your soul, the joy that drives back the night and breaks every chain. Do not let fear silence the song within you, for when you praise, heaven quakes and hell trembles. I have not chosen you for defeat, but for triumph in every adversity. My child, you are covered by the blood of Jesus, holy blood that dissolves every accusation, washes every sin, and raises you to stand as a new creation. Though guilt whispers you are unworthy, remember the ransom has been paid in full. Though the past tries to hold you, look to the cross where every shackle snapped. Nothing can separate you from my love, for that love is not grounded in feeling, but in an everlasting covenant sealed with the very blood of my Son. Though you walk through shadow, that love is the flame that leads. Though you wander in a desert, that love is the cool spring. Though you fall many times, I stretch out my hand not to scold, but to lift you, brush off the dust, and remind you, you are still, mine, still loved, as in the first hour. This is not the end, my child, but the opening of a new chapter, the chapter I have long awaited to write with you. What you counted as loss was only a passage drawing you nearer to the glory prepared for you. This is the moment when everything begins to turn, where scattered fragments are fitted into a perfect mosaic, where every teardrop becomes rain that refreshes your soul. All that once made you stumble will now stand as witness to a wondrous restoration. I am causing all things to work together, the wounds, the rejections, the long empty nights woven by my hand, into a radiant tapestry of hope. Open your heart, for restoration draws near. It will not arrive in thunder or storm, but gently like dawn after a long night. You will see doors once shut swing open of their own accord, opportunities you thought lost return, in new form, better, fuller, whole. Those who left you, I allowed to go for you, do not need them for this new chapter. I am bringing other companion souls who know how to love, who will walk with you, who can see what I see in you. You will no longer plead to be accepted, for I am placing you where your worth speaks for itself, where my grace shines through you as sunlight through the clouds, and then my child sorrow will yield to laughter. I will bring a true smile to your face, not the forced smile that hides pain, but the laughter that rises from the depths where healing is complete. I will turn pain into strength, tears into testimony, trial, into triumph. Storms will no longer frighten you, for you will know that even the wind and waves obey my voice. After the rain, the sun will return not only to the sky but to your heart. I will cause your light to shine, and no one, nothing will be able to extinguish it. You will rise not as one who merely survived, but as one refined by fire. The radiance within you will blaze brighter than ever, born from the very ashes of sorrow. I will use your life as a lamp for those still lost, so they may know if I have done a wonder in you, I can do it in them. You will become a living witness to my faithfulness, that I have never forgotten, never abandoned, never withdrawn my word. You will look back over the road you traveled, and instead of ruin, you will see my hand everywhere, in the tears, in the joy, and even in the silence. And my child, engrave this deeply: I will never leave you and never forsake you. Though the whole world may change and time may fade, my love remains constant, the flame that does not go out, the house that does not fall. Return to these arms, where fear is no more, and peace flows like an unending stream. And let me be your refuge, your shore after the storm, the dwelling no one can steal away, so that from this day you live as one who knows you are loved, chosen, and guarded by the one who never changes. For when you trust this completely, every burden dissolves and every anxiety recedes, until only one radiant reality remains, that you are in me, and in me you are safe forever. My beloved child, while the world strains to bury the light in you beneath thick layers of fear, rejection, and shame, I am gently and patiently peeling them away. I am washing off every mark that you and others have placed upon you, so that the native brilliance of your soul may shine again, strong, pure, unshakable. You are my handiwork, fashioned by my very breath, and no lie, however cunning, can define you. I am lifting from you the false labels and the small, nagging voices that once made you doubt yourself, the words that pierced you and made you believe you were not enough, not worthy, not loved yet. Now I silence them all, and they fade into nothing, until only my voice remains tender yet mighty, calling your true name back to its worth. You were not born to live in lack or to drag your feet in despair. You were formed from the overflow of life and set within an everlasting covenant with me, where peace, blessing, and unceasing restoration abide. Though the world strip you of much, this covenant does not tremble, for it is sealed with the blood of eternal love. You are not a beggar for mercy, but an heir of heaven's favor, robed in grace, with my name sealed upon your brow, and no power can erase it. Amid the noise of life, my voice still resounds, perhaps soft as a passing breeze, yet steady as bedrock, echoing in the depths of your soul through every season and trial, to remind you that you are never alone. I am speaking life into your provision, so that streams once dry will run again, breathing restoration into your relationships, so that where there was ruin, forgiveness will rise, commanding healing over your body and your mind, so that every wound, seen and unseen, is mended by my loving hand and stirring justice where you were wronged, for I am the righteous one who never forgets the tears of the tender. Hold fast to this truth, my child. I do not begin what I do not intend to bring to completion. I sow no seed without the purpose of its flowering. What I have begun in you I will perfect, not hastily but flawlessly. Though you stumble, or slow, or stray, I walk with you, drawing straight paths from crooked turns, for the promises I whispered into your heart from your first breath are not hollow words. They are written in the heavens and etched into your destiny before the world was formed. And now is the hour for them to rise to life, clearer and truer than ever. Those who turned their backs did not break you, for I stood beside you to uphold you. The delays you once resented have not erased your destiny. They have only strengthened you to receive the greater portion. The storms that seemed poised to drown your spirit were rinsing your soul, readying you to stand more firmly in the light. Every ruin and every loss became an open space, I could fill with blessing, and when you thought it was the end. That was the moment I began something new beyond the reach of reason, and grasped only by faith. My child, what is coming is no small grace. It is a swell of glory touching every part of your life, stirring the very atmosphere around you, so that those who draw near to you sense my power. You will carry my presence in every word, and step in your gaze and your smile, and you will no longer be a seeker of miracles, for you yourself will be a miracle. My light robes you, like a radiant garment, and darkness cannot prevail, and though your enemies contrive many schemes, they will bow before my authority. My hand rests upon your life, and no power can strangle that blessing. Every curse, every shadowed intention, every spoken malediction hurled at you, dissolves the instant I decree, let there be light. No word raised against you will prosper, and no plot can succeed against the destiny I have appointed. You are encircled by the hedge of grace. I have set a boundary, no force, however fierce, can cross. You are protected not by your strength, but by my boundless love. Remember, you have nothing to prove to the world, for I affirmed your worth before all ages. You need not strive to be loved, for you are loved completely. You need not struggle to be seen, for my eyes have never left you. I behold every fracture in your heart and every hidden fear, and in those very places I am planting the seeds of healing. Let not the past tell you that you cannot, for I have severed you from that past. Let not failure define you, for I am rewriting your story with mercies new each morning. You are the painting I am still composing, and every stroke, bold or faint, is intentional. When you notice a blot, trust that I am turning it into an accent. When you perceive the dark, know that my light is about to break through. Nothing taking place is random. It is the rhythm of my hand, shaping a masterpiece with you at its heart. Stand firm, my child. Fear neither wind nor wave. Quiet your heart and know that I am at work. Though you see nothing, yet do not be unsettled, for what I am preparing for you grows in the silence like a seed buried deep. No shoot appears, yet within life is moving, pressing against the shell to rise into the sun, and so I am moving within your life. The day will come when you look back and understand that not one tear was wasted, for they have watered the harvest now drawing near. Every long night you thought was abandonment was the hush in which I wove a splendid dawn. You will recount your story, not with a choked voice, but with a shining smile, for you will know that your God has never broken a promise. And in that moment, when you see that everything rests in my hands, your heart will find its rest. You will cease your fretting and fear and resistance, and you will simply breathe the truth: I have always been here and have never gone away. My light will continue to surround you, leading you through every storm, guarding you from every harm, and making your life a living testimony to my unfading love. Speak it with all your heart: I trust in God, for such a confession is not mere sound upon the lips, but an echo from the depths of the soul, a torch that illumines the long night of doubt. When you utter these words, heaven stirs, darkness trembles, and the faith within you awakens like a furnace set ablaze, because what you lost yesterday is not lost forever, and what was taken from your hands is not the final word but a pause, in which I prepare a restoration, more radiant, more complete, more enduring. I will mend what is broken, turn rubble into the foundation of a new work, and use what once wounded you as the very steps that lift you to higher ground. So do not fear your losses, for not a single drop of sorrow is ever wasted in my hands. Even when you feel unworthy, I remain faithful. When you lose your way, I wait at the crossroads with patient open arms. Though you stumble in weakness, I do not withdraw my grace. I do not look at you through the lens of your failures, but through the lens of love, a love unfading, unconditional, and without limit. In you I see not the cracks of the past, but the promise of the future. Not defeat, but the seed of transformation. You are still the chosen one, still beloved, still called by name for what is greater than your pain, greater than your mistakes, greater than every judgment the world has laid upon your shoulders. Therefore, step forward with courage. Do not let fear cling to your heart like vines that strangle the soul's freedom. Release your grip on old memories and doubting voices, and enter this season with the boldness of one upheld by divine power. Every step you take is not alone. I go before you, clearing the way, softening the hearts you will meet, arranging circumstances ahead of your arrival. When you open your mouth, your words bear my touch. When you lift your hand to act, I strengthen your strength. You have never been without help. Even when you believed I was silent, I was whispering all things into their rightful place. Let your spirit rest in the truth that I am working behind the veil. Though you do not see, I am moving every piece, turning hearts, realigning situations, building bridges where once there were walls. You see only an unfinished canvas, but I behold the whole. What you call delay is the perfect time I have chosen to bring the work to its most complete end. What you think is ruin, I am restoring in glory with the delicate brushstrokes of grace. Soon you will experience blessings you never thought to ask for, answers you scarcely dared to hope for, and miracles you did not know you needed. For I am not limited by human logic nor bound by visible fences. I am the one who stands beyond natural law, the one who holds all that you call impossible. I can make the desert bloom, trade ashes for a crown, and breathe life into dreams you believed had died. Therefore, quiet your mind and release the heavy thoughts that wrap around you like the dark. You were never meant to carry these burdens alone. Place everything in my hands, your fears, your cares, your wounds, and even your unanswered questions. Rest in the certainty that I will provide for every need. I do more than solve problems. I transform entire lives. I draw you near, not merely to grant what you desire, but to teach you that I love you, not for what you accomplish, but because you are my child. My love is not distant or abstract. It is present, near, and as living as the breath that surrounds you. It fills every empty space in your heart, soothes every deep wound, and brings peace to places once in turmoil. When you weep in secret, I am there. When you collapse, I am the arm that lifts you. When you wander in darkness, I am the lamp that guides. You are not forgotten. Your prayers do not vanish into the void. Your tears are never ignored. Every sigh echoes in heaven, and I, the one who knows, hears, and acts, am answering in the way that is best for you. I will appear for you, not earlier, not later, but at the precise hour I have appointed. And when I do, all will know that it was not your strength but my hand. No one will be able to deny my glory when the miracle unfolds. So stand firm in faith. Let not the winds and waves unmoor your soul. Let your heart grow still like waters after a storm, that you may hear my gentle voice. I am fighting for you. There are battles you do not know of, and I am waging them on your behalf. There are snares laid in your path, and I have shattered them before you arrived. There are assaults aimed in secret, and I have dissolved them with invisible power. I am your shield that surrounds you, your advocate when you have none, your provider when you lack your healer, when your heart is torn, your peace in the storm, your joy amid tears, your hope in the night. Do not think this is the end of your story. No, this is only the beginning of the sacred work I am doing. A divine shift is underway. Chains are falling, the fog is lifting, doors are opening, and light is flooding the places that once were dark. The pain will pass and goodness will rise like the dawn. You are about to witness my power at work, not in a year, not in a month, but in a single moment, a single breath. So keep walking even when you cannot see the destination. Keep believing even when reason says it is hopeless. Keep trusting even when your heart trembles. For true faith is not walking when the path is bright. It is pressing on when no light remains but my promise. and it is upon such steps that miracles are born. You will see before long that every loss led you to greater fullness, every delay held the perfect timing, and every sorrow concealed a profound blessing. Trust me, for I have never broken a promise. Hope in me, for I have never abandoned you. Love me, for that love will steady you in every storm. Let your heart rest in the truth that you are never alone, for I am here working, loving, redeeming, and turning all things to a goodness beyond anything you have known. And when you look back, you will smile and say, "Truly my God has done marvelous things." Now then, my beloved child, open your heart wide, cast off every care and fear, and lift to me your most honest prayers. Let every word flow like a spring from your heart, mingling with the whisper of the Spirit, for I am listening not with ears, but with my very heart. Almighty God, the beginning and the end of all creation, today, I come before you with a bare soul carrying nothing but faith and tears. I sense your breath in every moment of my life, and though I have been weak and fallen, it was you who raised me up with your mighty arm. Teach me to wait with hope, to trust through starless nights, to stand firm when all seems to fade. Grant me eyes of faith to see your hand quietly at work among the things I do not yet understand. Keep my heart from wavering at the words of men, and from growing weary under trial, for I know you have never left me. May my soul find rest in your promises, for you are faithful. What you have spoken, you will surely perform, and none of your words ever return empty. Loving Father, who formed me in love and keeps me by grace, today I bow and lay before you all that is within me. I thank you that you have not forgotten me in my solitude, nor abandoned me in the tempest. Continue to shape me by your hand. Though it may hurt, I know you are making me whole. Keep me from fear when I am mocked, from discouragement when I am misunderstood, for I know you are preparing a table for me in the wilderness. Give me strength to go on when I cannot see the road, for I trust your feet go before mine. Teach me to be still in the storm, to rejoice in hardship, and to praise you even while the tears still fall. Almighty God, I thank you that you did not leave me in the dark. I thank you that you saw goodness in me even when I saw nothing but pain. Thank you for the trials, for through them I have learned courage, trust, and deeper love. I praise you for the hidden turns of your hand, transforming what seemed a failure into a crown of glory. Merciful Father, I thank you for boundless compassion. Thank you for every breath, every opportunity, every morning I awaken still touched by the light of grace. Thank you for drying my tears and for using sorrow itself to teach me what true faith is. I know that without the hard days I would never have witnessed your power. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.